Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, I did 3 rainy day hikes in Shenandoah National Park before heading into West Virginia, where I visited Spruce Knob, the highest point in the state. Now, I'm staying in West Virginia, but moving west to New River Gorge National Park and Preserve near Fayetteville and Beckley. First stop is the Canyon Rim Visitor Center, where I'll be checking out the overlook of the new River Gorge Bridge and the canyon below. The upper observation deck is only about 2/10 of a mile from the parking lot and is fully accessible by sidewalk and boardwalk. From here, there's an optional 178 steps down to a lower overlook. The new River Gorge Bridge was the longest single-span arch bridge in the world when it was completed in 1977. Today, it's the 5th longest behind 4 others in China. It's been featured on the state quarter and listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Every year, on the 3rd Saturday in October, the bridge is closed to traffic for people to enjoy climbing, rappelling, and base jumping from the 876-foot-high roadway. The old bridge down below was the only crossing before the new bridge was built, which cut travel time across the gorge from 45 minutes to less than 1 minute. The newer bridge is closed to pedestrians, but there are guided tours available along the maintenance catwalks below the roadway. checking into the campground, I've got some extra daylight and energy to burn. So I decided to head back over the bridge and hike the endless wall trail. This trail is a 3.2-mile loop with 318 feet of elevation gain. The full loop requires hiking half a mile down the road from one parking lot to the other. Or you can just hike out to the Diamond Point Overlook and then return the same way. New River Gorge was originally established as a national river in 1978 and redesignated a national park and preserve in 2020. It protects a 53-mile stretch of the longest and deepest river gorge in the Appalachian Mountains. Mostly popular for whitewater rafting and rock climbing, there are also over 50 miles of hiking trails, 4 visitor centers, and many historic ghost towns and remnants from the coal mining boom. The area is also surrounded by several state parks and the Gauley River National Recreation Area to the north. This is one of those parks where the major attractions are spread pretty far apart, and you have to take the highway through surrounding towns to get from one part of the park to another. So this morning, I'm making the 34-mile drive south to the Grandview area. Here, I'm checking out the Grandview Overlook, then hiking the Castle Rock Trail. This trail is a 1.1-mile loop with 137 feet of elevation gain. It follows along the bottom of a cliff to the north lookout, then returns along the top of the cliff.
What does this say? Bong rips forever? Bong rips forever. Okay. Thanks for sharing. And I think we have reached our destination. You mean I could have just drove up here? And we made it. There's the car.
Next, I'm heading back north to check out the river and the old bridge crossing at the bottom of the gorge. Although the weather looks great right now, the forecast for the remaining week of this trip is not going to cooperate. Hard to believe, huh? As much as I pride myself on being able to improvise and make the best of a bad situation, and as positive as I always try to be, the weather finally broke me. So even though I'm scheduled to camp here for one more night before continuing on, I'm calling an audible and making the 5-hour drive back home. But don't worry, the good thing about traveling in the East is that it's much easier to schedule and reschedule here than it is out west. So as much as I enjoyed being home, as soon as the weather improved, I headed out to complete the final week of this trip in reverse order. And we'll pick up there next time. So be sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you then.